Welcome, everyone, to the 14th episode of Rose Colored Daggers. This is slightly different as this is our backgrounds episode where our DM will be interviewing the players and the player characters to give a bit of insight into who the characters are, what are their desires, what are their goals throughout this campaign. We had a lot of fun making all of these, so I really hope you enjoy listening.
Hey y'all, this is Sarah, the DM, and I'm with Rory right now, where we are going over a little bit about his character background. So, to set the scene a little bit, um, Rory, your character is sitting there at a fire pit, struggling to write, as someone comes up to you. He's part of the fellow troupe that you've been traveling with for a while, and he asks you what you are doing.
Uh,
He asks, his first question is, "What are you doing here?"
is it vestibule? Is vestibule a word? Oh, yes.
Hello. Hi. Um, I know you've been traveling with us for a while, but I have some questions. I've never seen a half work, so I was just wondering, what are you doing here?
Um, Same as you all. I'm trying to make a living and entertain people.
So, you want to entertain people? So, I noticed you have a sword and whatever, but what made you want to be an entertainer?
Well, my mom, she was the orc in the relationship, and she always said that back when she was a kid, there would always be a bunch of battle skulls, as they tell them, and they'd always search and roam around for battles and other highly emotional events and maintain the tradition through songs, storytelling, and poems and whatnot. They definitely weren't as elegant as like what I don't know, like a elf or a human might write, but it always enthralled me, and ever since then, I've wanted to continue the tradition.
That's really interesting. So, what was your favorite um what is it, story growing up?
Let's see. I have to say it'd probably be. I can't remember the name of it, but it was the name of a famous dwarven warrior who, upon reaching the surface, found out there was a battle going on between what seems like two human factions, and one of them brought out a dragon. They apparently allied with it, and the dwarf, seeing the dragon, immediately decided that he didn't care which side the battle was going to be. He just wanted to take down the dragon, and so he climbed his way all the way to the top of a siege tower and waited for the dragon to fly down. And when saw the moment to strike, he landed on its neck, immediately took off, and he stayed on there for 5 minutes with it trying to toss him off, driving his axes into the dragon's neck, limbs, wings, you name it. Eventually, after that 5 minute struggle, he, uh, he was forcibly dismounted, let's say. And even though he died that day, he lived to see exactly what he wanted to see. The dragon with an axe driven right into its jugular, falling to the ground.
That's actually a really cool story. So, what is your goal?
Uh, I don't know, to be honest. One thing I want to do though is I want to try to come up with the best story I can bring home to my mom and my dad and the rest of my family and the generations beyond me.
That sounds really cool. Having a lasting impact is something I've noticed a lot of adventurers have wanted over the years. So
Yes.
what were you doing before coming on this journey with us?
Um, well, I had been doing some work as a mercenary. I mean, it's I'm not going to sugarcoat it. It is fun smashing some people's skulls in, but not to contribute to that stereotype too much. But it's pretty accurate.
You kind of watch as the person's eyes kind of like, and not bulge out, but they kind of widen a little bit. They're like, oh.
Yeah, but then I realized it probably wasn't a very sustainable career after I saw some dude get his head chopped off with a saw blade.
Yeah, that doesn't really sound very sustainable at all, honestly.
Yeah, it paid well though.
Yeah, we barely make ends meet, honestly, working here.
Yeah,
So
trade offs.
yeah. So how long have you been on your adventures?
Let's see. It was ever since I was about 16 when my father told me to get out of the house and stop working as a farmer. He said it was a waste of his. He said it was a waste of my life. Uh, wasn't offensive or anything. I love my family very much. It's just it's not much of an existence to be sitting there tending the same plot of land for who knows how long.
Yeah. No, that's immediate. That's exactly why I got out of my town. So because as you've heard, the band is splitting up. What will you do now?
Uh, I don't know. Might go back to splitting skulls, as they say. Might also, I don't know, look to see if I can start my own independent performance. Although, not sure how much success I'll see there.
What about looking for an adventure? There's been many different legends in this part of the Sword Coast of people going missing. You could look into that and see if you could help.
No, that's a fun idea.
Yeah. And as you think more onto that, and you think more about different legends and stories that you've heard throughout your travels to this place, you remember a a bit about the forest that it was just about a mile away from where you guys are camped now, where many people have vanished, and those that were lucky enough to have come back had horrific, terrifying stories to tell. And as you think more, you get up from the campfire and gather what is left of your belongings before making your trek towards the woods.
This might
The
be the most stupid idea I've ever had, but by golly, I think it'll be fun.
and the longer you walked, the colder the air got. It it was a quite warm night when you set off, but the longer you walked, the colder the temperatures dropped. Now it felt more like fall than the balmy summer's day or summer's night you've just left on. And the visibility slowly got worse as well as the mist kind of enveloped the forest and the trees got taller and thicker the longer you walked in. And after about an hour or two of walking, you come across a campfire unattended. And that's where we'll leave you. Alrighty, so hey y'all, so I'm Sarah, the DM, and I am here with VDad or David, um, to go a little bit over his character, not Storic, that's Rory's character, Malo.
Hello.
Alright, so the first question I'm asking today is what is your character doing in Barovia?
Well, I feel like it ties into a lot of the stuff that happened outside of Barovia, but the main thing is trying to understand their kind of Dampieric. To him, he considers it a curse, but trying to understand it and maybe finding a solution to it so he's no longer burdened by it.
Okay, and what is your goal? Is that
It pretty much ties into that. And
yeah?
generally, he's always been kind of he enjoys his exploration and studying of ancient things. So I feel like that also ties into it in a general exploration sense as well.
And can you kind of like expand on that? Like,
Well, so Mallow before being a Dampier was a dungeon delving archaeologist, kind of like would go to different like ancient dungeons and explore to kind of like discover hidden secrets and report them back as in a scholarly way.
okay. And what were you doing immediately before this journey?
I would say probably the thing that caused the Dampier was what I was doing, where I had explored this like ancient tomb, um, and I had myself become cursed and had become a Dampier. I think I had said that it was from being attacked by a vampire,
Mm-hmm.
and that person must have made their way to Barovia, and I followed after them trying to figure out what was going on with that. I'm not sure what kind of vampire they are, and I'm letting you as the DM kind of decide that.
Okay.
But
Let me actually write that down real quick on my plots and stuff. And how long have you been going on your adventures?
well, before Barovia, my character's about 47 years old, so pretty much his adult life. So from his 20s on, so about 20 years, I'd say.
Okay. And what will you be doing in the next few sessions if you happen to know?
Well, kind of escorting the party, just kind of being and keeping my eye out because especially now that Barovia is such a strange place, kind of keeping my eye out for things, trying to passively take in information, but staying with the group as much as possible because since he's in such a foreign land, trying to go on his own seems very risky and dangerous to him, especially because that's how he ended up, with this issue of being a Dampier in the first place. Is that if he would have gone with someone else, maybe, he wouldn't have ended up like this if he didn't go to that tomb alone.
Yeah. All right. And is there anything important that we need to know about your character?
He's an inventor of marshmallows, I guess. that's one of the dumbest things that I was just like, I'm gonna name my character Mallow, and then the one day we get to a swamp or marsh, he's gonna whip out marshmallows, and he's the inventor of it.
Okay. All right. Well, that is all that I have for questions. Hey, y'all. It's Sarah, the DM, and I'm here with Amelia. We're going to talk a little bit about her character, Savale. So, what is your character doing in Barovia right now?
Well, currently, as of the most recent episode, he's getting absolutely plastered in a tavern. Um, Overall, what he's doing, well, he knew he was a Dampier from a young age, and he knew his mom at one point went to Ravenloft, so he's like, maybe my dad's there, so maybe Ravenloft holds some answers. And boy, did it.
So, what is your goal for your character?
Well, the initial goal was to find my dad, and now the goal is to exact revenge on my dad for not even having the audacity to really introduce himself, but to give me 25 gold, which is not enough in today's economy, you know. um, yeah, 25 gold and a good luck, have fun, fuck off type note. So
Okay.
we're
Yeah.
fixing the daddy issues that he has.
Yeah, I didn't mean to do it like that, but then we ended and I was like, you know what would be funny?
No, it's funny. It's really funny. I'm leaning into it.
Yeah. What were you doing before coming on your journey?
Definitely doing research as to what my mom's job was when she came to Ravenloft, approximately 25 years ago. And now I'm here on
Okay.
this
And
great quest.
how long have you been on your adventures?
I'd probably say 2 or 3 years. Enough to,
Okay.
like, not get myself immediately killed picking a lock or, like, dying to a mimic within the first, like, couple hours, but not enough to be, like, a hard, seasoned adventurer. Definitely talking my way out of shit and sneaking off out of shit.
Mm-hmm. And what will you be doing now?
Probably recovering from a hangover. Definitely gonna see if Mallow has any healing spells up his sleeve to help with that. And aside from that, just stewing in my outrage and yeah,
Right.
maybe find
And
out
is
if
there any
Barovia has a postal system to write a strongly worded letter.
and is there anything else about your character you want us to know?
He's even more pale now, so he's gonna have to work on his tan, which he's definitely gonna have to do when he's out of Ravenloft. Back at home in Baldur's Gate, just chill on the beach, try not to think too hard about how bad it smells in I was about to say the Grey Quarter, and I was like, that's Skyrim. The Grey Harbor.
Baldur's Gate?
I don't know, I've been playing Baldur's Gate 3 all day today. I am so engrossed. David had it on his computer the other day, and I was like, oh yeah. And I just walked around. I was like, I need to get back into this, and that's what I've been doing. I don't know. I was thinking about his backstory, and I'm like, yeah, he's just some fucking dweeb.
I think it'd be funny though if your mom's still alive, and then like towards the end of the campaign, you're like, "Yeah, I met my dad and I killed him," and your mom's like, "What the fuck? I leave you for a year."
Savale, it's been 4! It has been 4 years! I'm technically not even adult by Elven standards!
Pull a Jahira.
Yeah. That's kind of how I envision my mom. She and Jahira are just besties off screen. They have a group chat with this shitty mom club.
Yeah. Okay, I don't know. I don't think I have. I don't know if I have it. I guess I didn't write it down. There was something I had for your character though. Where would I have put it? I have too many. I have too many places where it could be. I'll probably, if I find it, I'll send you a text about it. But yeah, so yeah, I think her being alive would be it would add to the
yeah, I killed my dad. What do you mean? How do you think
I don't even know who your dad is.
Wait, how is my mom just the bicycle of Ravenloft?
I mean, that'd be funny. That's up to you.
That's how she got around. Like, she was trying to get information on Strahd and then just slept her way around town and somehow ended up sleeping with Strahd.
Yeah.
We gotta figure that one out, I guess.
Yeah. Hey y'all, it's Sarah, the DM,
And I'm Yeston, and I play Emrys, a halfling rogue.
To start the stay-in, we are opening up at the Last Stop pub. This pub is made from the remnants of an old lighthouse next to the dock at the very end of a peninsula. As we go into the pub, you can Emerus is cleaning up after a shift while Kevin is scurrying around the bar looking for pets, while a regular sits down in front of him, nursing the last of his beard. Um, the regular, who is a gristly old man who's been going here for years and has noticed within the last couple months that a new bartender has arrived, which is Emerus, Yeston's character. And he sits in silence for a few seconds, observing as Emerus does his daily closing task. And then he kind of sits back and, asks him, "What is your deal?"
Emrys is standing just behind the bar, restocking beneath the shelves and putting new bottles on beneath the bar top. And he just holds one, pauses for a second as he thinks about the question, and just says, "Uh, just a bartender, just coming around, going doing different shifts, just being a bartender. That's what I'm here for."
I've never seen you around. Well, I've seen you around recently, but I haven't seen you before that. What were you doing before?
Well, I'm mostly traveling here, to be fair. I'm not from anywhere close to here. It's pretty far back home. So it's been a while of just traveling down here, really. It's home is not a place that I want to go back to, I'd say.
But why did you choose here?
It's it's far enough away that people won't come this far to look for me. I feel very much away from the hustle and bustle of the town or the city, whatever I came from.
Why would people be looking for you?
Remorse kind of sits on the bar top, facing away from the man. I've done some things that I'm not too proud of, but I feel they were taken far too seriously for the things that they were. So that's why people were looking for me, and that's why I had to come this far away.
So you're just running away.
Yeah, I mean, feel like just distancing myself, I think, is the best way to put it. It's not really running if I'm staying in this place for a while, I guess.
So what are you gonna be doing now? Will we find the same trouble here?
I don't reckon so. It was very much the environment that I was in that caused it. It was just to do with family. You see, it's mostly to do with them.
Oh, can you elaborate on that? I am very
Uh,
nosy.
I can tell. My family really hasn't. They didn't really look out for me when I turned 20. They threw me in the deep end of surviving and living by myself, living for myself.
Well, that sounds horrible.
Yeah, you can. don't need to tell me twice. But thankfully, I had this little guy, and he gives Kevin a little scratch under his chin as he's jumped up on the bar top, which is pretty normal for now.
Mm-hmm.
I think the owners of the place don't really mind,
Yeah, and you watch.
like a
Oh yeah,
domestic badger roaming around.
yeah, and you watch as the bartender kind of like sits back up and like holds his hand out for Kevin to sniff for like a pet. So as he gets ready to pet Kevin, what is your goal going to be for going forward? How are you going to turn your life around?
There's not much I really want to do. I feel this place has settled me more than anywhere. I I don't. There's no point in turning it around, I'd say. I'm pretty comfortable just being here and being at my place.
Hmm. Well, I must be going. I will see you around. And you watch as he gets up and leaves.
Ta-ra, buddy, ta-ra.
After you finish your shift, um, you start walking home and you feel as if someone is watching you. You keep going. You, sorry. You are walking through a forest, the same forest you usually go. It's nothing new. And you notice a fog rolling in, and there's something slightly different about this fog, and it feels almost oppressive and threatening. But at the same time, you just have to keep walking to go to your house. Um, and as you make through your way through, being cautious, you notice that Kevin, who had been by you the entire time, had ran ahead, ran forward, and was running deeper into the woods.
Kevin, come back. Oh my God, where's he gone this time? And Emrys kind of jogs a little to try and catch up with him.
Yeah. And as you sprint towards Kevin, you notice the woods around you get extremely quiet. So unlike how it normally is, where you can hear the wake up calls of the birds um, as the early morning light peeks through the clouds. And you also notice that the trees are different. What were once low hanging oaks and palms have quickly turned into massive birch and fir trees that seem to tower over you for miles. And after about a quick 5 to 10 minute jog, you finally catch up to Kefin, who was now sniffing the base of a tree. And you pick him up and you take stock of your surroundings.
Hmm. God, the fog's not normally that bad in the morning. How have I got lost this easy? Been here months and I can't. Not normally it's easy as find my way back. There's a path and all, and he looks to the ground to see if there's any sort of path between these trees.
You don't see anything, but you do feel extremely cold as the air is almost frigid, chilly. And it's extremely different than how you normally feel after spending years on the, or not years, months on the humid coast of the small town that you're staying at. And
Oh,
as you turn around, trying to figure out your way through the fog and the forest, you notice the fog clear up slightly to what you assume is the west. But as you turn to your east, to the left, there is a thick wall of fog that almost seemed like a wall.
Fenris kind of just pulls Kevin closer, kind of hugs him in, like, come on, buddy, to give him some body heat, basically, and also, I guess, some fur heat to himself.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, buddy, let's carry on walking away from this fog.
All right. And as you make your way from that fog, you come across a campfire where there is an unusually blue elf sitting next to it. And welcome to Barovia. Hi y'all, I'm Sarah the DM.
Hi, I'm Ray, and I play Barbie, a sea elf druid.
Alright, so today we are going to go ahead and talk about, or we're going to do your background.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to start off with the day before. So,
Yes. So this is the day before Barbie goes to Barovia,
yeah.
to be clear.
So we start off on this really gorgeous beach with pristine white sand and water that stretches out for miles, and it's so clear and blue that you can see straight through it to the bottom, where you can kind of see the hint of the outline of your, are they cities?
Yes.
Yeah, the city that you
Imagine The Little Mermaid.
Yeah. So
is what I imagine.
So it's, you guys are on right now the shore at the edge of the Feywild. So you are in I say real world, but like the non Feywild part of the world.
Mm-hmm.
But like if you start walking straight, you go straight into the Feywild. And you are there with both Tara and Steve. And so the whole meeting is about Tara finally wanting to go figure out where her parents are and why she got sucked into the Feywild. So I think we said we were gonna RP through the planning the trip stage.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's mostly gonna be like concern on Barbie's end of Tara being like, I want to do this, and Barbie being like, are you sure? Like, is it safe? Kind of thing.
Yeah, okay. So I'm gonna start off as Tara. So
I would imagine.
Yeah.
You're not gonna be Barbie.
Well, I could be starting off as Steve.
True, he is there. He is present. I do love me some Steve.
Alright, so getting into Tara character, I haven't played her in a hot minute. That was not drugged up by Strahd, at least.
Yeah.
Alright, so I think we should go. The last, she pulls out a ring with a little emblem on it. This is all I have of my parents. I think I know where this is, and I think we should go there first. It's in a it's a town that
I'd hope it's a town.
Hold on, I'm trying to remember the town name.
No, this is just Barbie being sarcastic.
Yeah, well, and that's Tara. Like, I'm trying to remember the name. I know where.
Oh, okay, okay. I thought you were just genuinely like,
no,
I need to remember the name.
Well, I also don't remember the name, but it's also Tara. Like, it's been a bit. Give me a second.
Yeah. Are you sure you really want to go look? Like, are you sure you want to know?
Yeah, because from what I remember, it was a good life. And as much as I love hanging out in the Feywild with Steve, and you kind of see Steve kind of like, he got like a cocky look on his face. He's like, yeah, I raised her.
But
Not cocky, but
Tara,
smug.
memories can be wrong.
But they're my parents. I had a
But
brother.
they didn't raise you.
Yeah, but I still would like to know them. I would like to know which one of my parents I got my love for blood from. You know?
I don't know, Tara. It sounds really dangerous. Like
But
maybe it's not
what's the point of
worth
life if not a little danger?
living.
But, like, girl, come on. Just live a little. You can come with us. We
Tara,
can make it a girls' trip.
I've never left home. You know this.
But just think. You could learn all these new things. No, we can learn so much on this trip. Not
I'm
just about
not.
my background. Other people too. I mean, we're both like, I'm an elf, but I'm like a high elf, and you're a sea elf, and we can learn more about different elves and humans. I've heard they're really cool and kind of squishy.
The land isn't meant for me. I'm not meant to be there. That's not my place.
But you don't know that until you try it.
I do know that because look at me, Tara. I'm blue.
And I have pointy teeth. We're just slightly different.
That's not what they'll see. I don't think it's safe for you to go.
But there are other people out there that are way weirder than us. You know? Just think on it. Come on. Just think. It'd be fun.
This isn't fun.
But, like,
This is just foolish danger. You're not thinking
I grew up
clearly.
in the wild.
Yeah, and you're not thinking clearly about the consequences of this. If you do this, if you go searching, how's Steve feeling about this? He raised you and you're telling him you want to go find your real parents.
And, okay. Steve kind of like, he's finally like checked in. He's like, who do you think gave her the idea? That was kind of like.
You're supposed to be taking care of her, Steve.
And that's why she's my warlock. I'm still taking care of her.
You're throwing her into danger.
I will be there. Kind of.
Exactly, kind of.
It's no different than us walking through the Feywild. There are scarier things in the Feywild than there. And I mean, we will probably meet up with one of my other warlocks at one point or the other.
I still think it's too big of a risk. For
But
people you don't even know.
Yes, but she still wants to know, and I cannot say no to that face.
Maybe you should have learned how to say no to that face. You've had how many years to figure it out?
And you kind of see him like look up. He's like, because she's like 50 to 75 in elf years, probably older.
That's young.
Wild. Yeah, she's old. Or well, she's not old. Sorry, young. That's young.
That's like a baby still.
Yeah.
You're not even an adult.
Yeah, but like,
you're still just a little kid. You shouldn't even be concerning yourself with something like this. You shouldn't go into the Feywild, back through there, trying to find people you don't know who didn't look for you.
How do I know they couldn't find me? I mean, I disappeared in a flash and woke up in the middle of nowhere in the Feywild. How do I know? They could still be looking for me.
Tara, it's not safe. It's a bad idea.
Well, if it's not safe, then come with us.
You think
Exactly.
I'm gonna be able to help you?
You can shapeshift into a bear, ma'am. Oh wait, do you know that you can shapeshift into a bear yet?
We started at level 3, right?
Yeah.
I don't think she would, because I think she would be mostly sea creatures at this point.
Okay. Well, you
'Cause
can
she's...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Then, to backtrack, you can shapeshift into any animal.
I
Right?
can You want me to shapeshift into a swordfish on land? Is that really gonna help us? Is
Well,
that
maybe
gonna
you can
protect
try.
you?
Maybe you can try normal animals. Well, not
Normal
normal.
animals, so you don't think
I mean landlubbers, ma'am.
you you don't think my home, my place
I
where
mean,
I
it's normal
belong
for.
is normal?
No, it is normal for you. Not normal for me.
Exactly. For me, I don't belong there. I don't belong in those places. I'm meant to be here. This is where I make my difference.
Well, then you can stay. I'm still going. I'll see you tomorrow before we leave.
There's nothing I can say to change your mind.
No, I feel like I have to leave. It's a feeling deep in my soul, you know?
Souls lie.
But what if they're not? You know?
You have to think rationally, and you're not.
Think of it think of it as my coming of age. I've
But
seen
you're not. You are still so many years until you become an adult. You still have 50 years of growing to do. You're nowhere close.
and
What do you mean, and? This isn't a coming of age. This is a foolish venture for people who you don't know, who haven't taken care of you, who have no idea if you're still alive or if you even exist anymore.
yeah, but it just
And
seems
you're
like a new
risking it all
opportunity.
for some strangers.
And and if they're not what I expect. Oh my god, I almost called him Strahd. Steve can just get me right out of there, you know? And we can come right back to the speech. And you can
But
tell
what
me
if you
I told you so.
can't? What if you go out there and you get hurt? Because you are different, Tara, and if anyone finds out how
What if they're like
different you
me?
are,
What if they're like me?
Tara, you can't know that for sure.
But like
And there's a lot more people out there than your family that you want to get back to so badly.
and
They will hurt you. Are we not enough? Are we not family? Me and Steve, are we not your family? Are we not enough for you?
you are, but it
Then
doesn't
why
mean
are you
you want
so
more.
determined?
I am doing this, ma'am. If you can come with me or not. Is Tara like is just like tired of arguing? She's like, I just want to do this.
Not. I'm not gonna go and follow you and watch you get killed.
Well, I will see you then.
Okay.
All right, and Tara and Steve kind of like they start walking back towards the forest, and so that is what would you like to do until the next day?
I feel like she would not even know what to do with herself after that and would kind of just like go home and curl up like in her bed just mourning her friend already of like she's not coming back. We're not enough for her. She wants to find her real family because we are not her real family.
Okay. And as the day dawns into the next day,
Mm-hmm.
you hear someone calling you from the beach.
Can I tell who it is?
It sounds just like Tara.
I'm gonna go look then.
Okay. And you notice the first thing you notice as you step out of the water is that it's very cloudy today, which is kind of odd for that time of year because it's technically the dry season. So it being cloudy is very odd.
Mm-hmm.
And there's like a weird mist kind of covering the shore where you and Tara and Steve were yesterday. Would you like to approach it?
Can I
And
make out what she's saying at all?
you just keep hearing her yell your name. And then you can also, after a couple minutes, also hear Steve calling for you as well.
All right, yeah, I'll head towards them.
So, as you go deeper into the mist, the first thing you kind of notice is that you feel chilled. It's like, it feels like the life is kind of like leeching from you. And you've never felt this cold before. You're used to the nice, warm, sunny days, and even on the rainy days in the spring and not the spring, the fall and winter, it never gets this cold on land. And as you walk deeper into this mist, you feel compelled to just keep walking.
I think I'm just gonna be calling out for Tara and Steve the whole time.
And as you keep walking, you also notice a change because you can still hear them, but you can also hear a slight change in their voices. They slowly sound echoey, and you can tell that your surrounding is changing because the trees, which were once tall, beautiful palm trees, slowly change into these rough-looking, raggedy pine that seem to tower miles above you. And and all at once, it gets deathly silent. You can't hear Tara or Steve. You can't hear anything. You're just cold. And you'd only been
Hello?
walking for about 5 minutes.
Hello? Is anyone there?
And you don't even hear anything. You don't hear an echo. You don't hear anything. It's just silent. You see a slight mist in the trees in front of you, and nothing else.
Tara? This isn't funny. Steve, you can't be playing these jokes on me today. Please.
Nothing.
Can I see anything?
Nothing in front of you. You just see slight mist and the trees.
I'm probably just gonna keep. I'll turn around. I'm gonna turn around.
And as you turn around, you just see the mist. The thick. It's so thick you can't see through it. You can't see the ocean, which should be behind you. But you just see a white wall.
Where am I?
Would you like to try and go through the mist?
The only way through is out is through.
All right. And out as you go deeper through the mist, it feels 10 times colder than anything you felt walking in. And you just keep going and walking. And it spits you out, finally. in a camp with a fire roaring.
Hello?
Still in the same area. No ocean to be found.
Oh no. Oh no. Hello? Is anyone there?
And is there anything besides asking if anyone's there? Is there anything else you'd like to do?
No, I mean, what else is there to do? Like,
I mean, you can sit in front of the fire.
is it still really cold?
Yeah. Or, well, it's colder than what you. It's like 40
Mhm.
degrees. So,
Yeah, she'd
yeah,
sit
it's
in
cold.
front of the fire.
All right. And as you sit in front of the fire, the time seems to pass slowly. Whether it's just you getting in your head or some weird magic that you're still convinced that Tara and Steve are playing on you.
This is not funny, Steve. This is not funny.
But as the time wears on, you realize something is amiss. And right as you're about to get up to leave to see if you can do anything else, a man, well, not a man, a halfling, walks through the mist across from you carrying a badger. And that is your welcome to Barovia.
Ooh, rough welcome.
Thank you for listening to the 14th episode of Rose Colored Daggers and this very special background episode. I do hope you enjoyed. We upload the main campaign every other weekend, and you can find us on Instagram and Tumblr at Rose Colored Daggers. Our website and Patreon are in the description, and please review and rate us on whatever platform you listen from. And thank you for listening.